Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sam saying hi. Okay, so today I am back with another video, and this video is a follow-up from my last video about accommodation. So consider this video to be part 2 of my last video about accommodation. Before I get into the meat of the matter, don't move. I'll take a short break and I'll be right back. So I spoke about renting as an international student in Canada in my last video, and I also spoke about how skyrocketed the price of accommodation has gone in 1 year. Like, everything is getting expensive, everything is getting high, everything but cost of living, the housing situation here. Like, I was always thinking that Nova Scotia minimum wage is $13.60 per hour, but yet still the housing price is almost as high as other provinces, which has a higher minimum wage. I don't know what is going on in Nova Scotia. I don't know too many students, because a lot of students are coming here, and like I mentioned earlier, they're seeing the need, they're seeing that people, like that students really cannot do without renting. So of course they're hiking up the prices, and because we have no choice than to work with what they are renting for, then everything is expensive. But what can we do? There's nothing we can do. None of us own any property here. Like students that are just coming here, I'm pretty sure that most of us, well, I don't know if there are a few rich ones that just buy a property here, but outside of that, the norm is that we don't own any properties here, so we have to rent. So as an international student moving to Canada with your family, right, it is quite expensive to get apartments or houses. And one, if the housing is furnished, so if you get a house or an apartment that is furnished, it's going to be more expensive than the apartment that is not furnished. So here, a typical furnished bedroom, like for one bedroom that is furnished, that is in the town, which is a major town in Sydney, you're looking at roughly $1,400 per month. Of course, most of the times it includes all bills, all utilities, and just furnished. $1,400 per month. Looking back to last year when I was looking, I could get a one-bedroom apartment for $1,000, everything furnished and all utilities included. So I have seen the increase, and I'm pretty sure some of you were looking from last year as well. You would have noticed that it's not as cheap as it once used to be. And if it is that you're trying to get an unfurnished apartment in the major town of Sydney, you are looking at an average of $1,200, 1,200 Canadian dollars. So you at least you have an idea of how much it is that an apartment, a one-bedroom apartment, furnished or unfurnished, costs in Sydney. So if you want a two-bedroom furnished apartment, you're literally looking at $1,600 if it is that it include all bills. But if you have a two-bedroom apartment or house that is not furnished, that does not include any bills, then you can find that for about $1,350. An average, guys. You might be able to lucky to find something cheaper, but I don't think you're gonna find anything cheaper in Sydney. In Glace Bay, I found this apartment. It was $900 for two-bedroom, but it didn't include any utilities, and I was like, oh, I want something that includes utilities, because by the time you finish adding utilities, it would be as expensive as those properties in Sydney. So I wanted to be in the major town as well, because I want to be able to do activities with my son, because really and truly it's just gonna be him, nobody to play with here. So I wanted to be in Sydney, where you have access to all of that. There is a center in downtown Sydney where you can take your child on a Saturday morning and they can get to play with other children, because people take their children there every Saturday. There is a play area. There is like, it's so much going on there. You need to check it out. So for those of you who are coming with children, with your family, you can check that out. It's in Sydney. Also, where I'm living, where I get my apartment now, it's like in the middle of Sydney town, like literally 10 minutes walk to everything. And I don't even have to walk because there I'm right at a bus stop. Like my house is like only a minute walk from the bus stop, which is great because where I am living now, I have to walk. When I get off the bus, I have to walk for 18 to 20 minutes to come home, which is a lot of walking, you know. And this is one of the things that I would say to students or people that are coming here to live. Please ensure that when you're looking for somewhere to live, that you're on a bus route, because it makes a difference. Like 20 minutes of walk in winter, it's gonna feel like 40 minutes because it's cold. So you want something where you just step out of your house like a minute to 4 or 5 minutes max. You can be on a bus, not standing for 15-20 minutes waiting on the bus after you walk for 20 minutes. So these are some of the things that you need to take into consideration when you are searching for apartments, or whether for a family or for a single person. So yeah, the cost of living is high. So now I'm going to tell you how, for those persons who are getting unfurnished apartments or house, you are going to be guided right now where and how to get items to furnish your place. Number one, when you're looking for furniture, please go on Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji, or you have used furniture stores. Here in Sydney, in Glace Bay, there is one called Blair's Furnitures. They sell a lot of used stuff, second-hand stuff. Because truth be told, a lot of persons, a lot of students that are here, it's not going to stay here after school. Maybe they're going to go down in Halifax or Dartmouth or somewhere else. You don't want to be spending too much on furnitures, buying completely new furnitures, and then you're going to have to be moving up and down with furnitures. No, that's too much work. You can find used furnitures in Blair's Furniture Stores, and there's also a used furniture store in Sydney. You have furnitures in the thrift stores and everywhere. So try to get second-hand stuff. The only thing I will advise you to buy new is that mattress. And with that being said, I went into a thrift store the other day and there were brand new mattresses that were on sale. I think I have the paper. Oh yeah, this is a thrift store. Yeah, I went there the other day and they have like mattresses there for $200 up to $500. But some of these mattresses are pillow top mattresses, ortho mattresses. They're really nice. They're brand new, not used. But that's the only thing I would suggest to buy new. So for bed frames or bed base, whatever you call it, you can get those for free. You can get those for cheap money in those thrift stores or the used furniture stores. If you go on Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace, from time to time you will see people giving away stuff like for free or for little to nothing, like a small amount. So check out those places when you're trying to furnishing your house. For like dresser, for Chester jaws and those stuff, you can find those on Facebook Marketplace and Kijiji. So you see how much I'm stressing these two places, Facebook Marketplace and Kijiji. Every single thing you want, you can find them there. Probably if you look today, you might not see today, but if you look 2 days from now, you'll find it. If you go to Blair's Furniture Store or the other furniture store in Sydney, I don't remember the name of that one, or the thrift store, you can also find furnitures in there that are used but are in good condition. All right, most of the houses here, I should say, I think they're not supposed to rent without a stove and a refrigerator. I think they cannot rent without those two items. So you don't have to worry about a stove and you don't have to worry about a refrigerator. Also, a lot of the houses comes with microwave and washer and dryer. However, you have quite an amount of them that doesn't come with a washer or a dryer. they only have the hookup station for them. No, I'm going to say again that you can go on Kijiji and Facebook Marketplace to find washing machines and dryer for little to nothing, like at a low cost. I don't advise any international students coming here to be purchasing items that are brand new. Like, that is too much. And I know that a lot of persons that are coming here is on a low budget, or even if they're not on a low budget, they want to spend as minimum as possible, as they're not sure when they're going to find a job. They will find a job, but it might take them some time. It's going to take them some time. So another thing is that when you buy those items, or if you have to buy those items on those sites, that you might get for free even sometimes, so you don't want to be spending so much. Another thing that I will recommend is when you're buying, even if you have to get like a microwave, pots and stuff like that, I would suggest go to the clearance section in Walmart. The sales and clearance section always have a lot of stuff there. You want to make sure that you capitalize on every dollar, because every dollar in Canada counts. It counts, it adds up. So you're gonna look at it and say, oh, it's just $1, but just $1 over time turns into quite an amount. So you want to be careful. Check out the clearance section and sales section, see if there's anything. Even if you prefer a particular brand, but you see something in clearance, it is doing the same job, I would suggest go for it. Save every dollar where you can. So I touch on those areas for you. Let me see if I'm missing out anything. When you're finding an apartment, I made mention that you need to make sure that you're on a bus route. So there is the Cape Breton Transit. So you can chat the bus to see when the bus is leaving, if the bus is running on time. When you're finding an apartment also, please go on Google Maps. Yeah, I said go on Google Maps. Type in your address and find how close or how far away the closest bus stop is to your house before you take that place, because you don't want to take somewhere and end up having to walk for 30 minutes, because there's quite an amount of remote areas here. Remote in the sense that they're very far from a bus stop, and you're gonna have to do some amount of walking. So go on Google Maps, bring up the address for a place, and just search. Say for instance you have classes at Cineplex or on campus or Cape Breton or wherever. Just put in that location and it will show you how much walking you have to do to get to the closest bus stop. For the bus schedule, it changes for winter and summer, but it doesn't change. Like, it's only a few routes that might change, but for the most part it remains pretty much the same thing. It doesn't change much. Yeah, doesn't change much. So another tip that I'm going to give to you is when you're renting your apartment or your house, whatever it is, please take pictures of that property or even videos, especially if you find that there's anything in there that is damaged. When you get there, point it out to the landlord. Take pictures, take a video of the place, because you might have some unfair landlords who sometimes they don't want to pay back your deposit, and they find all kind of excuses not to pay you back your deposit upon leaving. When you take that video or those photos, you have proof to say, hey, this is how I got this property. That was like that when I first arrived. Or I would say to you, just ask them to fix it. So if it is fixed, then you don't have to prove anything to them when you're leaving. You have so many unfair persons out there, guys, so you have to protect yourself. So I took a video. I have a video, a very detailed video. In the event that when I'm leaving this apartment, they're going to say, oh, I break this or I damage that, I can always go back to my video, because the thing is, the video has a date that it was taken, and I can say, hey, this is how I got this property. It was like this when I got it, you know, just to make sure. Also, read the contract. When you're given the contract for your rental agreement, you need to read it, and if there's anything that you're not understanding or there anything that you're not agreeing to, you need to point it out, because when you are signing a contract, it is legally binding. So you need to make sure you understand and you agree with the terms and conditions outlined in it, if you know what I mean. Because we're international students and you don't want to take anything for granted. You don't want to wait until you're in a certain situation, then you're gonna say, oh, if I had known, or so you just want to make sure you go through those fine prints just to make sure that you are in fact on the safe side. That's basically it for this video. Thank you for watching again, guys. My channel is growing slowly but surely, and I'm gonna say it doesn't hurt to subscribe to my channel if you're watching my videos and you're finding them, if you're finding them to be very informative, if you like the content that I am providing or sharing with you guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to give the videos a thumbs up when you watch them. And I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video, and I will say peace out and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.